violent metamorphosis. Karen pressed the paper bag against her and felt the vague warmth of the jar of soup. Then they were at old Rule's cabin, an eyesore, a disgrace. Tar paper shanty with old rusty pieces of tin nailed up any which way. Plyboard hanging out of one broken window like an arm waving them off. And around the shanty, piles of junk. Scrap metal and parts of crates and soaked limp cardboard lashed together with twine. Boards with raw nails sticking out of them. Short rusted rolls of chicken wire, barrel staves, junk washed up on the creek shore. Karen remembered a time years ago when Rule had tried to sort out his junk, putting boards and wooden material into one pile, metal into another, miscellaneous things like nails and cardboard into another. But apparently he had given up, and all piles expanded outward, touched one another, and dissolved into one great insane pile of debris. To look at it was to invite a sensation of madness. The inside was no different. Junk cluttered the front room, leaving just enough space for a passageway. Things were neater inside, lashed together with twine, but a strong, sweet, sickening odor eased out to Karen and her father, and Karen felt again the impulse to refuse to go. "Pa," she whimpered. Her father did not look around. He raised one big hand and rapped at the door. The shanty seemed to tremble beneath his blow. No answer. This almost pleased Karen's father. "We're coming in," he announced. He opened the rickety door and went inside. "You awake, Rule?" he said. Karen held her breath. The stench of the cabin, contrasting so with the fresh morning air, made her feel nauseated. But she followed her father inside. "That boy of yours found his way home yet?" Karen's father said chattily, though he could not yet see Rule. He picked his way through the clutter at the doorway to the back room, and turning just a little, motioned for Karen to follow. The old man lay in the tiny back room. He was in a bed of some kind, with dirty quilts piled up around him. Karen was surprised at how quiet it was. There was no sound except the rushing of the creek, and for an instant she had the foolish thought that dying here in this little room might not be so bad. "Well, no boy come back yet, huh?" Karen's father said, putting his hands on his hips in a grand gesture. "How you feeling this morning, Rule?" The old man lay inside the quilts and looked up at the ceiling as if he had not noticed anyone at all. His eyes were soft and black, and his hair, though he was supposed to be old, was also black, not touched with gray like Karen's father's. "I asked how you were this morning," Karen's father said. He took a deep breath. There was no sound except the churning of the water down in the creek. "She made some soup for you to eat," Karen's father said, and the "she" made Karen's heart jump a little. "It's to get your stomach warmed and make the blood move faster. She made it all specially for you." Karen had eased over to the window. She was hardly able to breathe. A draft of cold air touched her face here, and she pretended interest in the scene outside. Colorless world. Colorless morning sky. Light did not seem to come from the sky, but pervaded everything. So sullen, so massive, it certainly gave no hint of spring. "We thought maybe your boy would be here when we come," Karen's father said. "Most likely he'll be here any day now. Maybe today." She saw that Rule was still staring up at the ceiling stubbornly. His face had hollows and jutting lines and looked like a mask. He licked his lips. He said, "Get out of here." A smile flickered about Karen's father's face. "I supposed you'd welcome us like this. Always were one to keep folks away. Never knew a friend when you had one. Here, Karen," he said, "let's have that soup. Here, I brought you a spoon, too." "I don't want it," Rule said sullenly, as if he had been tricked into talking. "You two just get out of here." Karen's father was open.